Good afternoon, everyone. I'm James Crummell. We are learning more about a deadly shooting in York, but not much more, and that has police frustrated. Our Seth Kaplan joins us now live with the details on this. Good afternoon, Seth.
Yeah, James, this happened in York, as you mentioned, a city where violence has declined dramatically. 4 homicides so far in 2024 before yesterday. The 5th happened along West College Avenue. Police found a man who appeared to be in his early 20s, dead of multiple gunshot wounds. That was about 5 p.m. yesterday, but no one had called 911. A neighbor who didn't want to appear on camera tells us she heard about 7 or 8 gunshots just before 2 a.m. Thursday morning. So about 15 hours earlier. She is who ended up finding the man's body Thursday afternoon. Before yesterday, York had gone 51 days in a row without a shooting of any kind, even a non-fatal one.
This is obviously disappointing, not just because it ruins our streak, but because a member of our community had lost their life to some senseless gun violence, and so we're really upset. We're really hoping that we can get the identity here shortly, so we can let the family members know.
As you can imagine, they are asking the community's help with doing that. They are deploying their group violence intervention unit. We've covered that it's something that the police in York credit with helping drive down the violent crime rate. James, Captain Lentz says, look, no secret that it's harder to do what they need to do when you not only don't have a suspect, don't have any true witnesses other than people who heard the shots, but also don't know who the victim is. But they are indeed working on all that, and they are confident they'll get a handle on this. It's just a particularly challenging homicide, albeit a relatively rare one these days.
And Seth, you just mentioned there not having any witnesses who saw anything, just witnesses who heard something. You talked to a neighbor who said that she heard about 7 or 8 shots. Do we know, did that neighbor talk to the police?
Well, she did eventually. Now, what happened if you say, well, why did people hear gunshots and they didn't call 911? She said, everybody's sleeping. So just imagine you hear the shots. It's the middle of the night. She made sure, obviously, her family was safe inside there. And I guess everybody just kind of thought somebody else was calling 911. She said usually the police are real good about coming out. It's just a rare case where nobody came out and nobody called. And you say, well, then how was there that body there all that time? She said it was an adjacent yard to hers, a vacant house with grass very much overgrown. So you wouldn't have just seen the body. She saw birds circling the yard the next afternoon, and then that's when she went up to a second floor window, her child's window, looked out the window and realized what was there, and at that point immediately called police, and she of course has provided the information that she has.
Wow, Seth, what an incredible set of circumstances there that led to this taking so long. But I think that's an important point that you mentioned there. When you hear something, no matter what it is, you should call the police, and not just assume that someone else is going to do it.
Exactly. And I know I've been in that situation too, right? Where you see, and it could even be not a crime, but an accident on the highway or something. I'm thinking, well, somebody else must have called, right? But yeah, call, because very often they get more than one call. But in that rare instance like this one, they didn't get any calls at all.
All right, Seth Kaplan, thank you very much for that update this afternoon.